Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're doing well. Today I share how I cook Efuriro soup. So keep watching if you want to see how I make this. So in a pot I'm going to add the washed goat meat, season with some Maggi, salt and some onions. I'm going to stir this around and then cover it so it can cook in its own juice for 15 minutes. Over here I have a combination of peppers. I have red bell pepper, long hot pepper, scotch bonnet pepper and some onions. I have now blended it into this rough texture. I'm going to set that aside. So now I check on the meat. It's been steaming in its own juice for the past 15 minutes. Now I'm going to add some water and some pepper and then cover it so it can continue cooking. Meanwhile, I was pressure cooking the shaki and the momo. Once it gets to the tenderness of the goat meat, I'm going to now add it into this pot so they can all cook together, and so that all the flavors can just marry each other. So I'm also using some snails. You guys know I love snails, so I added some snails, stirred it around, add a little bit more water and then cover so it can continue cooking. So now I'm going to blanch this spinach. I've poured some hot water over it. Next I'm going to add some salt. The salt is going to help season the spinach and to help it retain its greenish color. So after about 2 minutes in the hot water, I transfer it into this bowl of cold water, squeeze it, chop it up and set it aside. So right now the meat is cooked. I'm going to scoop it out and set it aside. In another pot, I'll add some red palm oil. Once it heats up, I'll fry some onions and Efuriro, also known as locust beans, till it becomes fragrant. Next, add some seasoning cubes, salt and some crayfish. Remember to reserve some crayfish for later. Now stir this around, and from this point you don't want to fry for too long so the crayfish does not burn. So at this point I'm going to add the pepper mix and then allow to fry until it becomes dry. But in between you want to go in and stir so it does not burn. If the dry fish you're going to use is hard, you want to add it on time so it can soften up. But the fish I was using was quite soft, so I added it towards the end of the frying. Now you will notice I covered with a splatter guard. You don't want to completely cover the pot when you're cooking Efuriro, so it can actually fry and not broil, or just leave it open, it's fine. So stir this around. Once oil flows to the top, you know it is ready. So at this point I'm going to reintroduce the meat back into the pot, give that a good stir, and then I'm going to loosen this up a bit with some of the meat stock that I saved up earlier. Once I add the meat and the meat stock, I let it simmer for another 2-3 minutes just so everything can come together before I now add the blanched spinach. Once I add the blanched spinach, I don't cook for too long again. I just stir it around, add the remaining crayfish and take it off the heat immediately. You can have this with rice or any swallow of your choice. I hope you enjoyed watching this. Send me pictures on Instagram at joyfulcook_ if you get to try this out. See you in my next one. Bye.